I'm here at Mirrabooka Driving Test Centre. I've just seen 4 out of 5 people who went for the driving assessment that came back within literally 10 minutes. The pass rate in Mirrabooka and Joondalup currently is the lowest in the history. One of the theories for such a high fail rate because there's a shortage of test bookings. So what people do, even if they are underprepared, they would go online, there's a test, they would grab it, go for that particular test and fail that test. Also, there are rumours that some people are selling driving assessment bookings. What they do, apparently some instructors accumulate bookings under the existing students and then selling them for $150. I'm not going to go in details what we know and what we heard, but the Department of Transport should release some more driving test bookings. Reportedly, there are few new assessors in Kelmscott, so the Department of Transport management should really look at some other alternatives. If they've got enough assessors, they should release more tests. Interestingly, all of these people that have just come back, 5 people went out for the driving assessment and 4 of them came back literally within 10 minutes. All of these people that came back were with the driving schools vehicles. So, my assumption is that they would have had a reasonable amount of preparation, but we don't know what the quality of that preparation was. Some of the candidates that got in touch with us report that they were treated unfairly by the assessors, and as a result, they'd be put off by it and they'd make more mistakes. Obviously, we weren't in the car, this is just reports that we get, and that some of the assessors don't give clear instructions and some of them also give late instructions. So this is something that candidates should report to the department, so as a result they would potentially investigate what's happening, whether the instructions were given late and whether they gave just a partial instructions that were difficult to understand. So that's something that they should investigate, because there's voice recording in the iAssess software that they use for driving assessments. Also, one of our new clients who used to be with a different instructor failed in West Perth, and one of the most experienced and fairest assessors in West Perth suggested to that candidate to change the instructor. There are also reports where, the instructors are too busy, that they simply can't be bothered showing and, going that extra mile to resolve issues that candidates, learner drivers have. And they would basically just be very brief without thorough explanations and without a certain amount of practice, which is necessary for any candidate to execute tasks successfully on the day of their driving assessment. Some blame these big internet driving schools that are not even local driving schools. I can promise you that there are professional driving instructors who treat clients as human beings, not like numbers. So one of the most important things when you're choosing your driving instructor is to establish whether that particular instructor does everything in your best interest, not, just to make money and to see you as a number. So the problem in this industry is because it's unregulated and any instructor can do anything that they wish. We had even, a couple of years ago, we had the person who had 75 lessons or so, who's never done a U-turn, who's never merged anywhere, never turned right at a traffic lights without the green arrow, and similar stuff, which is really, really important. So we'd love to hear from you what your thoughts are on why people fail so much. Is it shortage of tests? Inadequacy of driving instructors who don't teach well? Is it the conduct of the assessors? So we'd love to hear your thoughts on why the pass rate in particular driving test centres is record low and what's causing it. There are amazing professional instructors out there, not necessarily associating with Driving School WA, but look, you've got to pick wisely because there are lots of instructors who don't care. There's no regulation that stipulates what they must do. They can take you, driving straight ahead for 65 hours without doing anything. If you believe that there are particulars that you need to practice on, you've got to be honest, don't be courteous by, saying okay or taking anything that you've been given. You basically need to be honest, and if you believe you need to do more parking, that's what you request. And any instructor should basically do what you ask them to do. So it's your show, you financing it, and there's no legitimate reason that any instructor would refuse to practice some particulars that you ask them to. So please don't be courteous to say yes and agree with everything. You need to be honest. Sadly, there are lots of people who pass their test and get their license that have never been on the freeway. If you've got any questions about driving tests and, pass rate in Perth and how you can optimize your chances of passing a driving test, please post down in the comments below and we'd be glad to answer as much as we possibly can. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.